What's up, everyone? This is I Am Jay Holly, and you are watching The Inner Man. Welcome back to this week's episode of The Inner Man. Today we're going to talk about something that a lot of men struggle with, and that word is pride. Like we talked about last week, a lot of men, it has been put and built into them for them to be strong, for them to be the provider. A lot of times as men, we don't like asking for help. We like figuring it out on our own, and we like to take care of others. We don't want to be taken care of. So today we're going to talk about, when does pride become too much? We as men have to understand that it's okay to ask for help. We can't do it all, whether it's help from someone else or asking God for help. Sometimes it's even hard for us to pray and ask God to help me in this situation because we're so prideful. We want to figure it out on our own. But one thing I tell my young people and tell a lot of people, if we could do it all by ourselves, what is God there for? And that doesn't only fall under God being in control, but God may send somebody to help you. And we have to learn to accept the help, not to be prideful, not to say, no, I'll figure it out. Thank you, though. Sometimes we reject blessings that God are sending, and our pride overrides the blessing. Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18 says that pride goes before destruction. Sometimes we are so prideful that we go down a path of destruction because we won't accept help. We won't just let pride down and say, hey, brother, sister, if you can help me, I'd appreciate it. Sometimes we just have to tear down that wall of pride and just say, I need help. As men, that is a struggle for each and every one of us. And another way that pride can lead to destruction, because you're too prideful to ask for help, that's when the enemy starts messing with your mind, and he starts bringing anxiety, bringing stress, bringing depression. A lot of men deal with panic attacks through the night. They don't know why. It's because we're so prideful to ask somebody for help or say, hey, I'm going through, pray for me, that those things start to come on. So the question is, when does the pride stop? When do we tear down that wall and start asking for help? When do we tear down that wall and start asking people, hey, pray for me? We don't have to be prideful. Nothing wrong with being strong. There's nothing wrong with being a provider. But if you need help, ask for it. Because a lot of men are being torn down. A lot of men struggle with those things I talked about earlier. Struggle with suicide. Struggle with all these things because they don't feel strong. They don't feel like they're a provider. They feel less of a man. So men, I encourage you today to let down pride. I admit I was one of those people that was prideful. I don't like asking for help. I don't like saying, hey, I'm struggling. But eventually, once you start asking, once you start doing it, it starts feeling better. It definitely does. So we have to let down pride and learn how to depend on people, depend on God first and foremost. But we can't do it all by ourselves. That's what I need you to get out of this message. We can't. And I'm going to just say all caps, can't do it all by ourselves. We think we can. We feel like we can. It's been put into us that we can, but we can't. So, let down your pride today. If you need something, ask for it. If you need help, ask for it. If you need prayer, ask for it. I love you, my brothers. Be encouraged. Continue to strive and thrive in God. And let your pride down today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.